In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use the show reel functionality inside the video module on Xinet. The version I'm using is 17.04, but this functionality is available from version 16 onwards. So I'm going to log into my transition style web browser. This style is available from IO integration, but the functionality I'm going to show you works in the out-the-box style with Xinet, so Exhibit and House and all of those other base templates. Okay, so to start this off, I'm going to navigate down to my folder here, and I'm going to go to my video folder. And from my video folder, I'm just going to add one or two different items. So let's add this MOV to the shopping basket. Let's also add this audio file to the shopping basket as well. And I'm also going to go across and add one or two other items. So let's go to my product brochures. In here I have some PDFs and some links. Let's go to my links folder. I'm going to add some still photography, so let's add this this image right here, this PSD file, to the basket. And last but not least, let's go across to my folder that contains some Word, Excel and PowerPoint files, and let's add the PowerPoint documents. So you can add whatever you like to the shopping basket, and then once you've added them, you click on the Show Basket button and it shows you all of the items that are available to you. Now, if you have the video module enabled on your Xinet server, you have this option here called Videoreel Generator. Now, this is an option you can turn on or off for different users and groups, and it's a basket permission that you can get to in Native Admin. So if I select this option, what happens, it pops up a new window, and you'll notice that 3 out of my 4 assets are being displayed here. So we've got the video, we've got the image, and we've got the PowerPoint file. The audio file is basically showing up down here in the replace audio area, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So essentially what we got is our storyboard, and this is where we can now start to configure this how we want it to be viewed. So for example, if I know the manual timelines, I can use them here, or I can just use the keyframes, and I'm going to say that I want this part of the video to this part of the video, and I want to add some space at the end of that video of 2 seconds, and I want to fade the last frame. Then I also have this image here of the PSD file. I want that to be displayed for 2 seconds. And then I have my PowerPoint deck down the bottom. Now I could just use the arrows and select the pages I want to view, or if I want a selection of pages, I can say go to manual and I can say 1, and 3. So I want pages 1 and 3, and I want them to be displayed for 1 second each. But I want the PowerPoint slides to be first, so I can literally click and drag and move that to the top of the window, and that's the order that the video is going to be created in. You also have some options here to duplicate and to remove. And in the generation options, this is where you can give all of this stuff a name. So I'm going to say test, and you can specify the pixel on the width and the height, and you can say whether you want a high, medium or low quality video. I'm going to say low, and then you've got options of Flash, QuickTime or Windows. I'm going to say QuickTime. Then it's asking me, do I want to replace any existing audio that might exist in any of these files? And I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to say that I want you to use the audio file that I've selected here and loop that over the top of these assets. So I'm now going to go ahead and start the configuration and start the generation of that file. So let's click on the button. And essentially what's happening now, the Xinet server in the background is combining all of those elements together to create our storyboard. Now this is really useful if you are doing pitches to clients, or you might potentially have a retail customer, and that retail customer might have some digital displays inside their shops, for example. And this basically allows them to be able to create the content for those digital displays and be able to deliver them to the stores very quickly. The other great use for this is inside the advertising agencies and video houses, when you might have a client or an account manager that wants to give you a general idea about the video that they want to be created, and this can almost be like a rough mock-up that they give to you before you go away and make that a professional video format for them. So in a few seconds, I'm using a demo server, so it's a little bit slower than real life, but in a few seconds that video will be generated, and once that's generated we're going to have the option to download it to my desktop. Very close now. The other great thing about this functionality is once the video has been created, you can download it to your desktop, but it also stores a copy of that video on the Xinet server. Now, not only does it store a copy of that video, but it also gives you the ability to see what assets were used to generate that video in the first place. So that's quite a powerful feature that I'll show you once the video has completed. Okay, it's just finishing up the video now, and in a second we should be given the option to download, and when I click on download, that's going to deliver that video that we just created straight to my desktop, and here it is, and from here we can play it. Now obviously I select the low res option. Let's turn the volume down, and you can see here, well, you can hear the audio over the top, which is what we looped. It's now moving into the video, and then it's going to fade out into our image that we selected. And there it is. Okay, so that's obviously the video generation, but if I now go to my top level, and I've also asked the server to store a copy of that video inside this folder here, and you can see it here, it is test movie, and you can see that it's already created the frames within that video. And if we click onto the video itself, a couple of things that I want to show you. First of all, the optional videos have already been created, so we've already got 3 different optional videos created for that video. And last but not least, we have this linked files area where it actually shows us all of the elements that we use to generate this storyboard, so you can very quickly identify the elements that we used inside that file.